Hey guys, it's Meow Man. I've had quite a few requests to make a video about infinite zombies, and I'm going to do that today. Just like in classic zombies, you're going to want to make sure to pause when the red line appears so you know the path that the zombies will take towards the building that you're defending. I continue to use my combination of rocket towers, laser towers, and the EMP towers. I still don't use the machine guns. If that's something someone has found success with or a strategy using those, please leave that in the comments. I'll definitely be willing to try something new in a different video. But in this, basically, I'm using the EMP towers spread out to try to slow down the zombies as much as possible. As I'm placing heavy rocket towers near the start to try to damage as many enemies as possible while they're clumped together. And then I put the laser towers more towards the back to kill off anything big that happened to make it through. We're nearing the end of the first round here. You will want to make sure when choosing the rewards in the early rounds to make sure that you're selecting ones that will help future rounds. So the better reward options is always a good one to choose, but the resource rate will stick for the entire time. So like I selected there, you'll get 5% more resources the entire time you're playing. As you can see, I've set the speed at the top to 4 times normal. I do this for the early rounds just because there's very little danger that you're going to have anything get past your defenses. And then it just speeds up the time a little bit. I'm definitely a very impatient person, so that's just something I select. As you can see, I just selected the better options reward, so you pretty much have to do that if you want to end up seeing something like the A-bomb or the climate controller in later rounds, which can definitely just be the difference between continuing on to another round or losing with a much lower score. Each new building keeps unlocking to the left, so as you can see, I just keep placing a combination of laser towers, EMP, rocket, and then I always just want to make sure to have an EMP tower at the end to make sure that it slows them down so the laser towers can do maximum damage before they hit the building. I increased the reward again, as you see, just the resources. I'm still in no danger of losing at this point, so I'm not working on, tower damage for this round or anything like that because I'm going to win anyway. Because we're on round 4 now, I've reduced the speed to 2 times, so it's still a little bit faster, but I do want to be able to react quickly. You can always hit the pause button if you're feeling like you're getting too close and need to make an adjustment. As I just did there, I've noticed that there's some bigger creatures coming in, so I've upgraded some laser towers to make sure I take those out. You do have 30 health, so if you have some smaller creatures hit it, it's not going to be debilitating. So if you wouldn't want to waste any abilities that you've purchased this early on, you basically want to stop large armies or very large creatures that do a lot of damage. As you can see, we're starting to see some purple rewards here. I pretty much always choose anything that can, like, cold related. So in this case, I chose freezing robot. Climate controller is the best one. And then I always choose A-bomb if it's there. That just basically blows up almost the entire map. So what the cold ones do is the freezing robot does a very small circle, but it will freeze everything in place, allowing your towers to just kill it while they don't move. And then the climate controller is just a large version of that. This round is probably one of the last ones that will be only left side. So I am trying to keep in my mind here to have a little bit of resources left, just as I know something's going to open up on the right, and I'm going to need to build some towers on that side. At the end of this round, I actually choose the base HP increase, as the other ones are not very great rewards. This comes in handy if you, for some reason, you don't want to waste your freezing robot on just one or two zombies coming through. It gives you a little more of a grace period to just let them hit, let your HP go down a little bit, and save your item for a bigger group. So as you can see, now that a building is opened up on the right side, I've paused. I built a few towers. I just want to slow it down before it gets down this way. For this round, I'll be mainly focusing on building up the right side, just to make sure that I don't allow anything to just come in the back way and where I don't have a lot of defenses. Now that I built up around the initial building, I'm starting towards this back end, as upgrading here will basically cover the entire right sides as they come down that way, as the path will always finish towards the building you're defending. At the end of this round, I'll end up choosing another freezing robot. You can stack them, so as you can see now, I have two of those. Basically, the other two rewards just weren't as worth it as that. As you'll see in future rounds, you'll get large groups of enemies that would almost completely destroy your HP. They'll get really close, and you'll wish that you had something to freeze them with at the end, which is pretty common in the later rounds. I see a large group of enemies coming this way that clearly looks like it probably wasn't going to die. So I do use one of the freezing robots there, as that would have probably done at least 40 or so damage to my base. And here we've got a lot of creatures coming, but they're by themselves, so I wasn't too worried about the laser towers doing their work and taking care of them. At the end of this round, you'll see that we do have the climate controller available. The best rewards will be indicated with the orange font, just like with equipment, everything like that. In this game, pretty much the best things are always orange. In this case, it was the climate controller. I do prefer the A-bomb to the climate controller. If you do have a choice between those two, hopefully you never get put in that situation, as those are both really good. But you'll definitely see a lot of benefit to that in the later rounds when the enemies are basically filling the map. And without a lot of resources available, I do use the climate controller here. It freezes a pretty large portion of the map, and as you can see, everything gets pretty wiped out. The beginning of rounds can be pretty tough. A lot of creatures all launch at the same time and make it really hard. As you can see, I do let a few little ones hit here, and I try not to waste any more abilities, just allowing a little bit of HP to go down. I do pause again. As you can see, I'm using up some of my resources where I think they're most effective, upgrading some laser towers as there's a lot of big creatures. At the end of this round, we do have my favorite ability available. As you see, I select it really quickly. This definitely just comes in handy. As I said before, it basically just nukes a giant chunk of the map. It gives you a ton of resources, kills the creatures immediately, and gives you a chance to upgrade for the next wave. As you see, I'll let a few small creatures hit my base again. I just know I have enough HP. It's not worth wasting the abilities. The freezing is much better on the groups of large enemies. Just they do more damage as they hit. Some 5 apiece. The really big ones are up to, I believe, 12 apiece, which just a few of those can completely kill you. So here I use the A-bomb. As you can see, it wipes out pretty much every small creature, allowing the laser towers to focus on the big ones and making quick work of them. As we move into the late rounds like this, I'm nearing 20,000 points now, so everything's getting a little bit tougher. I do pause a lot more often. I still leave the speed at ×2 as it's pretty easy to see what's going on. As you can see, I use the freezing robot I have here to take out that big creature before it completely ends my base. This will allow me to make sure I get to that next round, and just getting to a new round can add multiple thousand points and increase your score by a lot. At the end of this round, I know I was recording in silent originally and then adding the voice lines, but I definitely screamed out loud in joy as that A-bomb was definitely an awesome find again. It's pretty rare I get 2 of those in the same Infinite Zombies, so definitely kind of luck of the draw there. Getting that better options reward at the beginning just pays off huge. You see a lot of orange and purple rewards to choose from, and it makes really big difference. This round has a lot more monsters. As you can see, I've used the A-bomb already. Now I just pause I have about 1,600 resources, so I upgrade EMP towers to slow things down, laser towers to kill things. As you get in the later rounds, you're basically just trying to maximize your points before you end up losing your base. And now with no abilities left to slow anything down, I'm basically watching my 20 HP just go away, and this will be the end for me. One thing about Infinite Zombies is you always end up losing. It's just how late you lose. As you can see, I got 1,000 of those coins. I generally use the coins for the extension chests. That's the most valuable thing. But you can use them for other things, and you also get a ranking reward, which is very useful if you do rank highly. If you have any tips or suggestions for new videos, please leave that in the comments. I definitely don't claim to be the end-all expert on Infinite Zombies, so I will gladly take any advice and make a new video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel.